Hi, I'm attachment specialist Adam Lane Smith, and today I want to talk to you about why so many men with attachment issues have trouble making male friends. In fact, why they seek out female friends instead. One of the big flags for men when they have attachment issues is, I have all female friends. I hear that a lot. And they're often scared about male friends. Male friends intimidate them. I want to talk to you today about why. So let's dive right in. Why? Why do men with attachment issues have so hard of a time connecting to other men? And why do they gravitate so much toward other women instead, often? Sometimes they're alone completely instead. A lot of men with attachment issues, they grow up with single moms, or they grow up overly connected to their mom, or they grow up trying to please their mom. They grow up with a mom who is very difficult to please, very angry, very controlling. They get so used to attuning themselves to her mindset and taking care of her and making her happy that that's their whole life. That's their whole life. Many of these men get married and they do the same thing. They treat their wife like a mom and they try to appease her and win good boy points. But many of them, when they're in college, when they're in high school and college, they have a lot of female friends, and that's all they seem to have. They're surrounded by female friends, and their female friends treat them like a little brother or like a little child that they take care of and protect him. Maybe he forms a lot of emotional and romantic connections toward them, and they don't like it, and he gets the friend zone effect. The friend zone effect over and over and over. These men get friend zoned. They always are hoping they could get into a relationship with somebody, but it just never works out. And meanwhile, they have all these female friends. The reason why is because female friendships are safer. They're safer for those men. Female friendships tend not to be challenging. Female friends tend not to push each other, challenge each other, make fun of each other, drive each other competitively. They're very soft. They're very yielding relationships. They're very supportive relationships. They're very caring, considerate, and sharing hard feelings. It sounds like I'm making fun of it, but I'm not. It's valuable. It's incredibly valuable what healthy female friendships look like. It's wonderful. The reason I'm kind of going, it's feelings, and is because that's really not what those men need. They're seeking comfort. They're seeking comfort the same way they would have sought comfort from their mother when they were little. They're seeking the same comfort they wish they had got from mom or did get from mom. And it's okay, sweetheart. You never ever have to go out and make friends. You never ever have to try. I will always care about you. Or that's what they wish she had said. So they stay connected. They're hiding behind they're hiding behind their female friends' skirts. And then they earn their love and approval by taking care of their group. And they take care of their group's feelings too. Oh, I'll listen to all of their feelings. I will do everything nice. I will be a nice guy. There's a whole book on nice guys written by Dr. Robert Glover. It's fantastic work. That's where a lot of these guys are. And it's not that they're bad people. A lot of these guys are sensitive, caring, loving people who truly love their friends and love the people around them and have no idea why they are so terrified of other men. If they get in a male-only setting, they freeze up. And it's tense and it's intimidating and it's scary. They don't know how to connect to their male family members often. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about the world of men because the world of men is scary. It's rough. Men often push each other. We challenge. Sometimes we physically push each other. Man bonding is a lot about testing strength, not just to work out a hierarchy of who's boss over whom, but men value strength. So men who love each other and care about each other will push each other to be stronger. Some of my best friends text me every day like, hey man, I'm lifting weights. You're falling behind me. And I know, no, the heck I'm not. And I go and I lift weights and we tease each other. Men tease each other. It's not about being cruel. It's not about bullying. It's about pushing each other to develop a thicker skin, to be aware of where your insecurities are. Because if a man reacts with a tremendous anger and how dare you, then the other guys around him will say, well, you really need to work on that if you're getting that worked up about it. It's a way of weeding out weakness. Think of back in the old days, the Roman phalanx and the Viking shield wall, all these famous formations where you had to rely on the man next to you with his shield to protect your flank. Men are weeding out weakness in the people closest to them to make sure that the men around them won't be a weak link in the shield wall, in defending against the enemy, and defending against whatever it might be. Men are weeding out weak links in those around them to make sure that our own flank will be covered and that their flank will be covered. Men are challenging each other to be strong. Men drive with competition to be stronger than each other, to be smarter than each other, not because we want to crush our friends, but because it's a healthy competition. And once you go farther, then you reach back and you help the other guy up. And you teach them, because you don't want to be better than them. You just want to show that you could be. You want to show that you have value to the group. That's how men function. That's how male friendships function too. That's why it's terrifying if you have attachment issues and you believe there's something fundamentally wrong with you and that you can never get better and never improve. It's terrifying to be around other men who are going to push on those buttons and are going to find your weaknesses. It's terrifying to stand in a lineup and say, I have to be strong, everyone's relying on me, when you believe you are trash. It's terrifying. Terrifying, terrifying. It's easier to stay in safe little relationships that remind you of your mother. That's a harsh thing to say, man. It's a harsh thing to say, and it hurts. It's normal to be worried that you're not strong enough. Healthy men step up and say, I'm going to prove it. Unhealthy men avoid it. And here's the thing is, avoiding it with other men who try to bond with you that way confuses those other men. They say, wait, what's going on? Why are you avoiding it? Why are you so nervous? Why are you so worried? I don't get it. Healthy men will say, I have no idea what you're doing or why. Why are you acting that way? You might react in anger when they tease you a little bit and they say, well, I don't understand. Why are you getting so worked up? Not because they're bullying you or wanted to bully you, but because that is how most men bond. It's teasing each other, giving each other crap. That's how a lot of men bond. Unhealthy men will say, no, that's bullying. That's mean. Don't do that. But men do it with the people they love closest and the most. They tease them. They push. And they expect you to do it back. It's common in the world of men. And many people won't like that. When I talk about this online, people get angry. They say, no, that's bullying. No, that leads to bullying. Men should not be allowed to do this. But it's a natural type of bonding. We have more vasopressin receptors than women do. We bond during times of stress, which also can mean competition with each other. Men bond by competing. There are so many stories of men getting in fistfights with each other and beating the crap out of each other. And then the one who wins offers the other guy a hand up. He stands up, they shake hands, and they become best friends for life. The reason for that is because men bond through vasopressin, and we bond through testing ourselves against each other and knowing that we can test each other against each other in a safe way that won't lead to a death match. It's not about beating the crap out of each other. It is about knowing that we can test our bonds and test our strength and get stronger with each other than we could without each other. And that is terrifying when you have attachment issues. So, of course, men with attachment issues will run screaming from that. And even if they don't run screaming from that, even if they don't have a ton of female friends, even if they have no friends, or even if they have 3 friends, it'll be hard. They'll be the one outside. They'll be the one looking in through the window while the other 3 are teasing and laughing and having a great time. And they're going to sit there and say, why don't I feel like part of this? I don't understand what these people are doing or why. And there could be more going on. There's autism is its own piece with social graces and social connections, and male autism, it used to be Asperger's, all kinds of things like that can happen. The hypermasculinization of the brain. There could be all kinds of social cues that are missed, but attachment is a huge one. Attachment is a huge one. And men are rough with each other on purpose to build bonds and to show love. And if you have broken attachment, you will almost certainly reject that and run away from it because it's terrifying. So if you are a man who has only female friends and no male friends and wonder why, if you're a man who is afraid of connection with other men, if you're a man who is afraid of stepping up in male environments and don't know why, this may be why. You fix it by fixing your attachment. Then you fix it by finding another man and connecting with him on purpose. Because once you understand what this is and why it's happening, it can start to make sense and you can start to get stronger against it. And you can just point blank ask him, hey man, you're teasing me about this. Are we just buddies or are you really mad at me about something? No, I'm just teasing you because we're buddies. Oh, well, you're ugly. That's why we do that. That's why all kinds of weird jokes have been invented, is so that men could push on each other and test that bond. And that is a big sign of men loving each other, is treating each other weird and testing strength. It even begins in childhood. It begins with our sons trying to punch us and say, I'm stronger than you. I have a 5-year-old son who says that all the time. And if I just say, oh, no, you're not. Don't do that. Don't try to fight with me. He would be crushed. But when I start testing strength with him and trash talk back and grab him and we start fighting and we start wrestling, he lights up like a Christmas tree. Because that's what men do. That's how we show we love each other. And he and I don't pull out knives and stab each other. We just wrestle. And not in a, hey, I'm going to kill you way, but a, hey, it's fun to wrestle. Let's test our strength against each other and see if we can trust each other to stop, but also trust each other to be strong. And let's see where our strength is and how much more we have to gain. And let's gain strength together while doing it and vasopress and bond during the stress. That's how most men bond. You can fight it. You can hate it. You can be mad at it. I get middle-aged women all the time in my comments when I talk about this who say, oh, that's wrong. Men shouldn't bond that way. Men should bond like little girls and have tea parties and talk about how nice their hair is. That's how men should bond. And again, I'm oversimplifying, but that's what they're saying. Men should bond over tea parties, not wrestling. Well, you can't fight biology. You just can't fight biology. You could try, and then you get suicide epidemics and drug epidemics and all the wonderful things that our modern society has done as we've rejected this. I have another video called something about why masculinity is not toxic, why there's no toxic masculinity. There's just a rejection of masculinity, rejection of responsibility. This is responsibility. It's taking ownership and responsibility for your weaknesses that other men are going to point out. It's taking responsibility for your relationships with them, taking responsibility for your failings, taking responsibility for all of that. And that's what male bonding and teasing really does, is it pulls out the places where you are not taking responsibility. Because then there's male complimenting. Man, you are really stepping up. I really appreciate and admire you for that. Guys will just say that to each other. Man, you're looking jacked. That's great. Can you help me do that? Man, you've really stepped up. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be your friend because you've stepped up in these areas. That's the other side. That's the other side. There's a wonderful side to it. You can't really have one without the other. Men just don't really work that way. We're not just endlessly complimenting and flattering. We're also pointing out the harsh truths and testing for weaknesses. It's just part of the male world. Lean into that. Fix your attachment. Build a connection with another guy. Ask questions. Hey, you said something. That kind of hurt. What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to make me fix it, or are you just trying to be like a jerk? No, I'm just teasing you because I like you, but maybe you should fix it. Oh, yeah, okay. How should I fix it? That works. That's how healthy men work and how healthy men bond. That's how guys in gyms work together. That's why there's a lot of men forming connections in gyms right now. That's why. Building those male relationships heals you in a lot of ways and will make you stronger in the long run. But it's part of the process. You have to fix your attachment first. Then you have to build a relationship with one man, then with multiple men. Then get involved in those male spheres and find your confidence and your value. That will help. Thank you. I hope this has been useful. If it has, please like, comment, and subscribe to help spread the word. Until next time.